Hey YouTube, Mark here. I'm going to talk to you today about my CRF250 Rally. When I first got my bike, I spent a lot of time on YouTube, just really surfing around videos, looking what other people have done, seeing what I needed to change, etc, etc, to make my bike more suitable for off-roading. So now I've done all of those changes, I thought I'd just quickly put I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes of video together to show you guys what I've done to make my bike more off-road worthy. So here we go. Larger foot pegs. The stock foot pegs were too small and wasn't really suitable for when you were stood up on the bike. These I bought off of eBay. I can't remember how much they were, but I'll put a link to them underneath my video. But they're great. They've got some real sharp teeth on them, so they grip your boots really well. Handguards. The first time I ever rode my bike, I fell off it and snapped the stock handguard straight off. So I just thought it was really obvious straight away that I needed to get something more substantial. So I got these Polysport ones, really solid, fell off loads of times. Things haven't moved at all, brilliant. Folding mirrors. The stock mirrors were okay. I just found that every time I went green laning and came off the bike, the stock mirrors would be knocked out of place, come loose, spin round, be flapping about for the rest of the ride. So again, bought these, non-brand, eBay. Folding mirrors, you can just fold them out the way, fold them back, do whatever you want. Great little addition. Sat-Nav Holder. That's just so I can swap the sat-nav between this bike and my other bike. I've got a Kawasaki road bike, and I just swap the same Zumo between a pair of them. Knobbly tyres. The stock tyres are absolutely awful. The first time I went off-road with the stock tyres, I was wheel spinning, slipping about so much. I ended up burning my clutch out just because I had no grip at all. It didn't matter which way I pointed the front wheel, the bike just slid forwards. It didn't matter how many revs I gave the back wheel, it was just wheel spinning on the spot. So these particular tyres are Maxxis. They're called Max Enduro, brilliant tyre. I've just actually, not too long ago, stuck a Michelin AC10 tyre on the back. Now, loads of people on forums will tell you don't use AC10s, they're dangerous, they're terrible, so on and so on and so on. This back tyre is absolutely brilliant. It's okay on the road, it's fantastic off-road, I love it. I've not put the front tyre on yet. That's the tyre really that people warn you against, and just say, you know, off-road, okay, on-road it doesn't give you any warning before it loses traction, but we'll see. I'm going to put it on in the summer when the roads are drier. Under here, I don't know if you can see in there, I've put a Hagon shock, and that Hagon shock's quite a bit stiffer than the standard shock that comes with the bike, and so it's a lot stiffer to ride on. Doesn't sag so much when you're bouncing around off-road, and it's also got quite a good bit of preload and rebound adjustment on it as well, damping adjustment. So for £300 that was a brilliant investment. Again, I'll stick a link somewhere for that. I've put a rack on the back here, I think that was from Thailand. Decent little rack, and on top of that I've just got this auto kicker bag that I just put various little bits in there. I've got a tyre pump, glasses, hand pump, also put some spanners and stuff, things you need for changing inner tubes, etc, when I'm actually out and about on that. What else have I got? Bar pad is what it is, can't imagine it's going to save you from anything, just looks all right. Some nice substantial crash bars, you see These run all the way around and they're brilliant to stop the bike landing on its fairing when it falls over with me on it. And under here I've installed an aluminium bash plate as well. Got rid of the plastic one, just think it'll be a little bit more robust. I'll try and show you what that looks like underneath. We've also got this Zeta front sprocket guard, which is much better than the stock. You'll see it's fairly open, so it's really easy to rinse out the mud and keep that front sprocket clean. Incidentally, that front sprocket, I've changed it for a 13 tooth front sprocket down from the 14, and I've also increased the rear sprocket up to a 42 tooth, so between them it does give the bike quite a bit more torque. We've gone from a 14:40 ratio down to a 13:42. In doing that, it does knock your speedo out, because your speedo basically registers your speed off of the final drive here, and so by changing the size of the sprockets beyond that final drive, it actually does knock your speedo reading out. And you can correct that using a Speedo Drd, which is a little electronic gadget that you just plug in line to some of the connectors up behind here. I've got it hidden away behind this panel. Probably about 20-minute job to fit, quite fiddly but quite easy to fit. So there you go, there are the changes. See you next time. Something I missed out earlier, bar risers. These bar risers are about 1.5 inches. I don't think you'd get away with much more than that, just because the cables are pretty tight, but again, really easy to fit. Unbolt your bars, slide the risers in, bolt them back in, and believe it or not, just that sort of inch and a half makes a massive difference when you're riding stood up off-road. So I definitely recommend those. So just a little tag on at the end of the video, I forgot those earlier. Cheers. So that's about it from me. Hope there's some fairly useful tips, and I'll see you again soon.